So we're due to start a podcast today, and I thought, why don't I take the area of the map that we're going to be working on and do a little bit of pixel art, just on the information I generally know the now. It's been a while since I've done pixel art on this scale. I've got like an hour. I'll see how far I get between now and the podcast. I'm gonna load it in the VTT. I'm gonna go grab the portion of the map that we're going to be using. I'm then going to import that into Pixel. I'm then going to down render it so that it's kind of pixelated. And then from there, I'm going to start putting little things on the map as if you know, to do some cool stuff. I'm not entirely sure what size I want to do this canvas though. I think I might leave it at the original size, down rendering and re-upscale it. And obviously I'll need to go through and tidy it up. Um, I'm not. I mean, I wouldn't really call it pixel art. It's just fucking about, right? You know your maps, world map. We originally created the map on Incarnate. I mean, I could go grab the original from Incarnate and export it at a really high resolution, which might be the correct idea, but I wouldn't be entirely sure where the region is. See, this kind of area right here is what we're looking at. So I need to grab like two screenshots here. I need to. Well, no, I can go into Incarnate and I can export this. No bother. I just need to remember the correct password. Okay, using the maps. I need the world map, wherever that is. Um. Oh, that's not my maps. Der. These are my maps. Some of which I've, stolen and edited, but that's how Incarnate be. You steal and edit maps all the time, and then you make them into your own thing. Sometimes we're super lazy and we don't want to make any stuff, but the world map that we made is completely made by us. Particularly, it's made by an old friend we call English. I forget what his current gamer tag is, but he is my really good friend. I'm not going to dox him online, but he is actually quite good at making incarnate maps, surprisingly. Um, I want to know what this is. I feel like this seems like an edit of the world map made by Wagon. It's called Hojland Bish, so it's very likely an updated edit with the Hojland in it, which is this kind of area away up here, the kind of purple area. Um, yes, these guys, Hojland. We really need to go back through and fix a lot of the documentation that seems to have been scrambled. Um, but as it does, as it does. Ooh, okay. I don't really. Oh, well, we've got like the demon seas down there. I don't know. I don't know why it's there twice. It seems weird that we did it like that. Uh, I'm just gonna go with the mm, 2 years ago, 4 years ago. I feel like this is the correct one. I'm gonna want to render it at a higher infinite resolution 4K. Yeah, there we go. Make sure my ad blocker's off. So we want to export this at like 16K. I mean, that might be a bit much, but I want to export this at high resolution as possible so I can crop out the part of the image I need. I'm going to export it in WebP because WebP is the superior file format for a huge amount of detail, and that is what we want. We want the huge amount of detail. Ideally, I would make a one-to-one scale where you could zoom in and see all the towns and stuff, but there really isn't a software that can handle that right now, and even Foundry Virtual Tabletop can only handle a map so big, and most people's computers can barely handle the map that we've got now, and like it's not even that big. It just has a lot of assets on it, right? Um, Mostly the fact that we've done the bordering with the tiles mod here. Um, it's a Hexplore, I think it's called. It's a mod that lets you color areas, set them as explored or unexplored. It really actually does quite nice if you're like setting up an area of the map that hasn't been visited in a long time and you want to make it a mysterious mistake. The only issue I have is this map scale really isn't that big, but the detail of the map behind it, the pixels that this map has, is actually fairly detailed. Um, like about as fairly detailed as you should get on a battle map. But most people's computers struggle anything bigger than this. We've tried a 5x and a 2x and a 3x, but it never seems to work. I really want to do bigger because I want each cube to really represent the amount of space that a town and city has. I wanted to get every town and city in because like in this space, in this area, there's not like five towns or cities, no, there's like thousands, right? We're talking a medieval country that's been going around for like 1,000 plus years. There's many little settlements in between there, and there's vast expanses of plains and roads and stuff. And back then, carriage was the mode of transport, so you'd be lucky if like maybe went 1 or 3 days without seeing a village. And we've currently got the map set that each one of these, each one of these is 2 days travel. So like realistically, between each cube, you would have like a village here, a village there, a village there, a village there, a village there, village there, all the way around the capital. But obviously we don't want to put all that information on the map. We don't want to write out all those towns and cities. We create them as we need them. This is going to take a minute. I'm going to put this on the second screen, it seems. I forgot Incarnate, you need to leave it open so that it can export properly. Um, so while we're waiting on Incarnate exporting, I think I need to like do some quick pixel art on some of the NPCs that we're going to see in the area. Like some of the major NPCs, we've got like Scrat, Atheron, we've got the Drurgan. So let me go trolling through the files here. So GRP, GM, Albion. Albion's currently run by Rats. It used to be run by me. But like all the stuff for Albion's stored in here for the NPCs. So I want to find Scrat. Is it Scrat? No. Maybe he's put Scrat elsewhere. These weapons really should be in the other folder, but that's my fault. I was the one that did that by mistake. Uh, oh yeah, I remember this. Um, where is Scrat? Okay, so he's clearly not in the folder it should be in. Is there another folder that could have Scrat? So like maybe he's locked down to a location or something. Maybe he's not in. Oh, was that Legion I was looking in? No, it was Albion. Uh, I mean, leave it to dungeon masters to not name their files as per usual. But I do the same, to be honest, I'm lazy. Let's just go digging for Rat's NPC files. There is Scrat. Funny little guy he is. Um, okay, so I think I'm going to have to, take some creative liberty here because obviously this ain't, it's one of Rat's more, it's a Rat's famous mashup, a monster mash by Rats. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's one of Rat's famous monster mashes. Oh, Incarnate's already done. Okay, so I really don't want to just import that. I want to import only the thing. So I'm going to go find the image. I'm going to crop out the rat. And then we're going to go from there. Where did I save the rat? Let's have a look. Is this map done? Oh, great. The export failed horrifically. Why did you fail horrifically? Oh, file size. Ooh. Okay, so like let's do 8K 8K instead. What's something about like the whole quality thing? Um, I literally just had Scrat in my hands. Where'd you go, bud? Where'd you go, bud? There you are. Let me just save you as desktop. Right, and now we can open you. Let's get some cropping going on. Good. We're getting somewhere. I'm gonna have to brush out some shit here. Because, wait, is that the part of his body or part of the hand? It kind of melds together. Again, classic Rats edit here. Absolute. Get the cropping on that arm. This Scrat, by the way, is like one of the most prolific bosses in the entire area. We'll get into detail on him later. But I just want to. God. Uh, just want to. Oh, that's one of his feeties. I don't want to get rid of a feetie. Well, we want to get rid of the bonies though. The bonies need to gozies. Okay. Yeah, it's horrific. Absolutely horrific. So we're going to save that. And then think I think the best way is we're going to have to use AI in this process because like I'm gonna be honest, I'm not great at art, especially when it comes to something as abstract as this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use AI in the process to try and get like a shape of what this thing's gonna be, and then I'm gonna be tracing the shape to make it a pixel art. So that's a better idea. Yeah. Quite love ChatGPT. It's quite useful when it comes to taking something as abstract as this and putting it into an actual style that you can then work off of. Right, for all the smackaroons, where did we get? Oh, export finished. Hello. Oh, there we go. 8K. So 16K seems to fail a bit. Oh, mama, that's a lot of detail. Oh, yeah, baby, that's a lot of detail. Okay, so the area of the map we really want is is this area right here. So, um, this kind of area. Well, let's do some editing. We can use a little penny pen to kind of like brush out the areas we don't want. So let's see. So just keep some of the. Oh, it's not penny pen. That's the wrong kind of penny pen. Fuck. Okay. What I'll do is I'll just do dashing. Right. So up around this area. Okay. And then we get up, and I don't really want to ruin the coastline. I want to keep the coastline in the artwork. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow around where, right, so it's really like this coast right here, and it goes like up to here, and then the mountains here are not part of Albion, but we'll catch the edge of it. And then really we want this kind of area up here. Okay, so that's where Albion is, and then we can paint out the rest of it. Oh dear. Yeah, it's gonna struggle. Uh, Maybe not as bad as I thought, but I mean, look, I can work. I can work with it. Right. Fuck knows. Missed a few places. Then obviously I want to add back some of the surrounding water area, as it's kind of only right that we do so. Right, it gives a bit of context to the area. I probably want to just do that in a bit of a yeah. Not the worst. It could have been better, but it is what it is. Okay, and then we'll crop this into a square, make it nice and easy on myself when editing. Hello, what did I miss here? There we go. I don't like that area right there. So, yeah. I think I've got an idea how I'm going to do this. I'm going to do like the kind of broken land sections on the end there, and it's probably going to be the best way to do that. Right, save this copy. We're going to save this as Albion. Okay, let's. Hey, Scratty guy's done. That's kind of cool. Okay, let's save you, Scrat. Okay, we'll come back to that later. Um, I do like some of the stuff that ChatGPT comes up with. Obviously, like I'm not that artistic when it comes to like proper drawings. Oh dear. Oh, my leg is falling asleep. Isn't that wonderful? Try not to die on my leg. Oh, I need you for later. Oh. Yeah. Right, back to Pesco. Right, so we're going to import. We're going to import the image that we just made. Um. Okay. 250 is more like it. There we go. That's a little bit closer to the pixel arty kind of vibe we're going for. Out. Um, Next, what we want to do, we want to come in here, want to grab like one of these. Actually, we want to get like a black border going on here. So let's get a little black border. I'm thinking we'll make this into kind of like a circle. And then we'll put like gray along the edge to kind of like fill in the gaps. I think it's like the best way to handle it. Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or we could just boom and then boom. I can keep it square. I think a square is like the best way then. Make that black. There we go. Gonna come in here. I'm gonna do the and then make that black. Paint it black. Okay, no, I do have an issue with this. My issue with it is it's going to be inherently harder, yeah, to get the shape right. I kind of want the shape to be right, so let me just grab a crop, and then we'll crop a square out. What we'll do is we'll just crop a square of the kind of generalized Albion area, which is like here. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. It has to go. I need that tree down there. And then that Horsland bit is too far up, so we'll just kind of want that shape in there, right? Yeah, there we go. Right, so this save as Albion 2 Electric Boogaloo. Okay. Now that we have Albion 2 Electric Boogaloo, we can take Albion 2 Electric Boogaloo and import it into this, overriding it, replace, there we go. And then resize, aspect ratio, blah blah blah. Let's take it down to 500. Yeah, I'm kind of digging this resolution. It's maybe a bit high resolution, but let's go 250. Yeah, there we go. So much closer to what I was liking. Okay, so the next thing to do is we're gonna kind of like black out the areas. We're gonna black out the areas of Albion. So, or the areas that are not Albion. Sorry. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here. Albion does kind of have this little coastal bit, and there's like a barrier here. So black out this kind of area all the way around the mountain ranges. All the way around the mountain ranges. And, you know, we're down in Ratchet here, so we can keep going just so that we only have Albion kind of in the colors right now. There we go. Albion doesn't really get any of this kind of coastal area here. So what we're going to do is we'll just keep the water. We'll keep the water, yeah. So everything kind of south of that line is not Albion. So we can just black out all that nice coastline all the way around, and we can get this out. So that's my can over there. That can get blacked out. Little city of glass and the human tribe on the outskirts. Boom. Get that properly filled in. Okay. And then actually, you know what? Even this area over here is this is part of Axiom or Legion, I think. So way over in the corner, barely able to see it, but let's not discriminate. Let's black it all out. Yeah, ain't no discrimination here. There we go. Everything gets blacked out. They ain't Albion. Maybe it's a little bit discriminatory. That is Albion's thing, though. They are like pro-human, screw everyone else kind of deal. Um, like I'm very tempted to later go back and edit this so that the kind of waves on the edge of the map are animated. Um, it would be very tedious and a lot of work, but I do like doing things like that. I like doing the tedious, silly, funny things with pixel art. That's really what it's really what pixel art's all about, is doing tedious, funny things. No, I wouldn't even call this pixel art. This is down rendering and then going in with a Sharpie and blacking stuff out, right? But like, this is just the start. This is just like the start of the process. You know, it's not a fast process, and I'm literally just doing this to kill time between now and the podcast. So yeah, let's start blacking that out. I should have done this on a separate layer. And you know, hindsight 2020, should have done this on a separate layer. Should have just imported the full file, down rendered the full thing, and then I would have had like, well, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Well done, Aura. You're a moron. We'll probably do it like for the next one, if once we get past Albion. I feel like we're going to be on Albion for quite a few podcast sessions. You know, there's a lot of meaty information here. Um, it really is like one of my brainchilds, and I do love Albion. It's a great country. Um, One would say the greatest, um, other than Fantasy America. I forget what we called it, but that's the next place that we're going to if and when I get back on the horse of being a full-time GM on here. So like in hindsight, I really should have done this as an actual art because like a separate layer because then I could actually use that instead of the other thing. But again, hindsight 2020. I've always wanted to go back and fix the artwork on the server instead of using like the AI like we currently do because like I don't have the time to make absolutely everything super fast pace. I would love to go back and just do pixel art for everything because I've always loved pixel art and I feel like it's a super unique thing. But that also like involves um forcing the players to do pixel art for the characters, and then I would probably end up being stuck with it, or they would do AI pixel art, which like defeats the purpose, right? Um, I love making little pixel art characters. Like they're great. They're great. I think I've got a few sent about. No, I do have some. Oh wait, is this? Oh yeah, my little goblin guy that I made recently for the card game. Unfortunately, he got rejected. Morgan said no. I don't know if he did say no. He definitely said no to this. The artifacting was from a bug in Piskel. Quite annoying. Zenith. This was one that Morden helped me with actually. This is one of the races in TCR. They're pretty cool. I did have like animated video game art. I don't know what. I really don't know what I did with it. I don't even know what this is for. But you can see I use a lot of like AI stuff for like temporary characters because it's just faster, right? It's faster. I need to throw out a session like in 2 hours usually. We're running West March. We don't run like well, I do run private campaigns, but again, it's all about resource management and time. Um, when you run a West March, you really don't have the resource or the time normally. I mean, it's not an excuse, but hey, I would love to have a full time artist work for us. I just don't have the budget. But if I ever do have the budget, you know, I would gladly hire an artist because I think artists are where it is at. All right, that's looking good so far. All right, so next, um, so it kind of like gets this coastline coming up. They don't get the cove here, so uh, they do get like a little bit of an arc. Yeah, that's that plateau there, right? So they get like a little bit of an arc here. And then what I can do is there we go. I kind of don't the mountains here used to be included in Albion, so they're technically part of Albion. Their province called Highshire, but like they are as of current, very gray zone. So I will include it. I will include it in the I'll include it in the map purely out of historical reasons. Um, I think that is the best way to handle such a thing right now. Right, so that comes down here, and then uh, there's the grove. There's the fallen city that's in ruins. Boom. Okay. Now I need to go around this map and make the border. Yeah, this is a much better idea than what I was doing earlier. You know, I'm going to get a much nicer, cleaner result out of this. I don't know what I'm going to do for lettering. I think I'm going to have to figure something out for lettering, because obviously I'm going to want to put like a banner that says Albion. Maybe I'll like do that in post in an editor. But I mean, this is an editor, right? It's a pixel art editor. It's always really just really an image editor. You can do any sized image. It's just best for pixel art and animations. It is actually one of my favorite. I do use other ones, like my pal Marden wants me to use a particular one for the card game, but I'm not a huge fan of it because I find simplicity is best, right? If a tool is super simple to use, it's not overly complicated, none of the things are hidden inside menus, it's just easy to use. That's what I like about a tool. I like something that's very, very simple to use, and that's what this is you cannot get simpler than this. I actually showed this to my little sister recently, and I believe she's been using it and you know other applications on her phone to do pixel art. She's actually done some really nice pixel art. She did some pixel art for the VTT a while back. I don't think I've uploaded it to the VTT, but she did really well. It was great. It was for an hour clockwork race. What I did is I gave her a silhouette and she worked around it, did some edits. Yeah, it's quite nice. Um, so for anyone like wondering like what pixel art's all about, it's really about, you know, being patient, taking your time, doing things pixel by pixel. Like there are fast ways to do things. Like obviously I took an existing map we created and down rendered it, and yeah, it's a fast way to do something. Most people wouldn't notice that it wasn't really pixel art, it's just down rendered. A lot of people will notice though, and how they will notice is like the artifacts of like color splicing, right? So color splicing is super easy to notice. It's when there's like a lot of color gradient. The average pixel artist isn't that great at color gradient, so you can tell if they've done like a shortcut like that. Um, that's the average pixel artist. I am dog shit at color grading, so well, well, I do. There is dithering. I'm okay at dithering. I've actually gotten really good at that recently. The uh, the little example of the demon you saw earlier was some very good dithering I did, I would say. Although I was really really frustrated that the artifacts came out when I used Pixel. It just so happened they had a bug that month, and any art I did that month, which was when I was really hyped to do art, ended up with artifacting. It was super annoying. Um, Something I've experimented with recently is like taking AI artwork and then reworking it, you know, cleaning it up. But I'm not convinced by it. AI tends to do a lot of these really weird things. So it does pixels, but not quite pixels. They're more like patterns. I'm not fully convinced by it. Not yet. Um, Obviously, AI is getting better. It's going to be eventually indistinguishable from real stuff, but it is a faster way and cheaper way to do things, especially if you're like one person making a video game, or if you're one person that's making a lot of assets for like a D&D server. I think it's good for like temporary stuff. So like say you want to get around to doing something, but you don't want to leave a blank kind of just empty area, right? It's really good for making some like good temporary stuff, if that makes sense to you. So like, let me pull up my VTT real quick. I want to show you an example. Here we go. We're on the VTT. So stuff that I've been using it for is D&D has a lot of items. Like, I mean, a lot of items. Like, every folder here contains items. Each one contains hundreds and hundreds of items. Obviously, some items like tarot cards I've managed to gain assets for, but you know they're paid for. But other things like potions, they don't have existing assets, so you have to really like to give the players like a visual. I had to create like AI artwork. I could use, I like I said, I really do want to go back and do pixel art of this, but if the work's done, the work's done. I don't really have to do more work at the end of the day. These are the old items templates. I want to show you the new item templates. Let me go to V4 Adventuring Gear. Okay, here we go. Here's an Arbicus. So this is the new item templating. Were you wondering, the players don't see this information on the left. They only see, well, they don't see a lot of this either. They only see this area right here, which is just HTML code that I've wrote. And then I've distributed amongst all the items to give it like a unified feel. I've done the same for like weapons, like guns, and you can see like this gun is also AI artwork because there's like some inconsistencies here, right? I could probably grab like a real gun, but I've already committed to this art style for the now until I decide to go back and fix everything later. I think this is fine for a free D&D server that everyone can use. It's fine, especially with the amount of work we have to put in. Like, these are all spells. Like, there's, I think, literally three or 400 spells here. In fact, I can show you exactly with the new module we just had made. I don't know if it does a count. Yeah, that's a good question. I probably should have gotten the guy that made this to put like a running total of X out of X, etc. But yeah, you can see that there is a lot and a lot of spells. I haven't gone through and made the artworks for these, but I have done some. So what I've done for these is I've done a composite of my pixel art and some AI pixel art. So the edge here, this cog design that you've got going on here, I made this, okay? I took a bigger image, I down rendered it, I respliced it, and then I put it around as a border. And then these images in the center are just AI artwork that I've cleaned up. And I think this is really what AI is good for, is like concept placement. Is I can put these in place for the now to make them look cool. Like, some of this is like pre-comes with Foundry. I'm going to get rid of a lot of this in the future because I want to have this kind of unified look. So it is really good for, here's a good example, Booming Blade. It's really good for like temporary art, you know. I feel AI is a little bit messy in the way that it handles stuff. I wouldn't use as many colors. Like, as you can see, I use like a bit of shading, but that's because it's a down-rendered image. I wouldn't use nearly as many colors, and you can see what I mean by AI does this weird pixel but not pixel thing, and then it blends multiple pixels together. It just doesn't feel right, but it is usable content. You know, it's better than nothing. And I will defend AI on that basis, that it's better than nothing for the price. If I were to pay an artist to do something, you're talking like £50 per piece of art. I don't have the budget for that. The server does not make its own money as is. Like, we barely pay for the bills. Speaking of which, I need to pay my man, server host, for this month's bill. and I need to handle another bill as well. Um, as soon as I get off this. Um, but yeah, uh, it's like I don't know. Tell me how you feel in the comments if you're watching. Um, blacken out, blacken my heart, paint it black. Da, 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 da. I forget what the song is. Paint it black. How do you sing that song? Uh, I'm a horrible singer. You don't want to hear my singing. You definitely do not want to hear my singing. I'm an absolutely horrific singer. We have an hour to go to the podcast. Just fill in this kind of area right here. So, like, once I've got this kind of cropped out area, we can start, adding layers and little images and funny little things that we're going to discuss later. Um, I think this is going to look kind of cool when it's done. Maybe I'm the only guy that's going to think that, but you know what? God darn it. If I think it looks cool, then it is cool. I don't care what anyone else says. It's my time I'm wasting. And that's the best attitude to have about these kind of things. If you want to do something, do it. Don't let other people tell you no. But or it's a waste of time. You've got other things you need to be doing, oh, let's just go with the bug reporter. But Aura, you have 141 different things to do. Literally, ID 141. I don't actually know how many are left, but I've gotten through a significant. I've gotten through 40. There's 102. 20 of those were like bug reports I made to the dev that fixed a bunch of stuff. I've fixed one this week. What did I fix this week? I fixed we finished material components. Me and Zen finished material components, and I'm about to mark another one off once someone from the team gets to finishing a little task I sent them. Unfortunately, I do have some new things. Yeah, there you are. Downtime. Oh, downtime training doesn't blah blah blah. What is this? Absolutely fucking great. I need to figure out why it's doing that. Okay, so downtime training is not recognizing that you have gold available, but it's in the form of platinum pieces. Like, I think I know why that is. I think I just forgot to add the translation layer that converts gold and platinum and copper and silver and electrum. I know why that is. You, though, are a bug I reported. Make an intro YouTube video in progress. We're working on that. The old one is AI and it's poopy. In race, put the sub race, donate a sub race with sub race. Yeah, this is like a little thing I found. Oh no, not complete. In progress. There's a little thing that I found that was like annoying me. So these are the things I'm currently working on. It's not that many. I got a podcast. I really should put the podcast in here. Say, I did it. I did work today, guys. You. But like, let's be real. It's not work. It's just fun. During this podcast, we're probably gonna be rewriting some lore, updating some lore and stuff and things. We're going to be hosting with Kaz, and we're going to be hosting with Rats, the Ratter. And it's going to be interesting. And Rats was the one that suggested we add a third, so you know what? Great idea, Rats. I think it was going to be boring with just the two of us. You're right, a third we definitely need. And that is Kazuki. Kazuki. Kazuki? Kazakasatasa? Whatever that means. Welcome, viewer number 2. I don't know who you are, but welcome. Feel free to say something in chat. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just making a little thing for the podcast later. And just kind of wanted to make a bit of art to show Albion and where it is and things on it. I know we have the world map, but well, wherever the world map is, it's on a different screen. It's on a different screen somewhere. But welcome one, welcome all. Uh-oh. I went and closed the chat like an umpty. Open panel. There we go. I've got the Discord chat up if you're wondering. Not the Discord chat. I've got the YouTube chat up, so I'll see you if you say something, right? What am I doing? What am I doing? No, I don't want to do that. Oh, it's just because the map's so big. Okay, right. Let's add a layer. Okay, I'm gonna put that layer on top, and we're gonna start drawing stuff. So I'm gonna like do this in red for the now, and then we'll go back and do some editing. So over here we have I want red. Give me red. There we go. We have the capital Albion. So I don't know how I'm gonna do like a city kind of like thingy, but for now we're gonna just put like a little fort symbol. That is the capital of Albion. That looks horrific. But don't worry, we'll make some adjustments and we'll make it look nice. Yeah. Eventually. So that's the capital of Albion over there. And then yeah, I don't really feel like a fort symbol. I feel like we put like put like a city kind of thing here. Like I want it to feel like it's a building, but like I want it to be a medieval building. So maybe just like something like that. And then we put like a floating crown. I don't know how that looks. I think that looks kind of shit, but why am I doing it like that? Why am I doing it like that? I don't know why I'm doing this, but yeah, kind of like a crown. Kind of like a crown. How does it look on the map? Horrific, but that's okay. Right. Um, and then down here we have the town of Hull, which kind of like extends out to here. And then we've got like a little, let me do this in black, got like a little mansion over here. No, there we go. A little mansion. God, it looks like a Minecraft mansion. Not really. It looks horrific, is what it looks like. I don't know what to do at this scale. This scale is very, very small. That'll have to do for a mansion, I guess. I I have no idea what I'm doing at this scale. The scale is so small. Um, okay. There we go. That's like something. Okay, we got a little house thing there. Okay. Anyway, that's where air used to be before it got murder death. And then I think like okay, I'll need to pull up the world map. real quick. Uh-oh. Did I close? No, I didn't. I'm not that stupid. Yeah, I'm not that stupid. Okay. Okay, not by here. We have Filey, which is like a little town here. You know, we'll just put a little blob, right? Because it's a pile of rubble. I'll need to figure out what should be a pile of rubble later. Um, we have Ganymat, which is like here. Last time I checked. There is a new coastal town. It should be in Southshire, so I feel. Did I yeah. That's stupid. Okay, so it's gonna need to be like at the base, like over here, just like between Renatria. I mean, I yeah, it kind of works, right? So it's gonna be a lot smaller than that, though. Jesus, it's a very, very small town, like nowhere near the size of Capel. So it's like maybe that's why I should just like little blue dots on the map. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm fucking with that. I'm fucking with that. Okay, so like there was a town here, and there was another one here. Right, how does that look on the map? Acceptable. Acceptable. Okay, and then Ganymat is also a very, very small town. It's a little mining town. It's here. Yep. Good. Good. Now there's another town that's just here. So like these are points of interest, like, and then there's like a building up here. There is a town that is here. There is, ooh, there's the funny town. Yes, there is. It's a very small funny town, but you know, it's still a town. It's right there. Um, there is a point of interest there. Town there. There's a town here. There is a farmer city here. I feel like that's maybe a bit small, so let's add a few little things to it, right? There's a farmer city there. It's like a big forest thing here, so it's like a point of interest. I think we need to look a different color though for like foresty things, like just general points of interest, right? So I feel like this is more like a general point of interest. The same with this. This is like a remnants of a town. This is still sort of a town. It's got like goblins and stuff in it. Cities I feel are going to need like a much bigger, like more kind of like obvious point of interest. So let's use red. Let's use red for like the kind of like city thing. And I'm gonna do this how they should be. So uh so oh that I fuck with this. I fuck with this. It's kind of like a area of influence we've got going on here, right? It's gonna look like shit when I look at it later. Definitely gonna look like shit later. But I fuck with that. Um, Let me go grab this point of interest because the mansion is technically away from the town, still part of the town, but like it is more of a point of interest than it is part of the town. So there's the mansion. Okay. This is a point of interest over here. Right now for the capital, I want to figure something out for the capital because, like, obviously it's the capital, so it has to look kind of spicy as a city. So we're gonna do the thing that we did here. So we're gonna take the 3 block, right, and then we're gonna do the radiant. Boom. Yeah. Okay. See, I do fuck with it. I do fuck with it. But I think like what we need to do is then crown it to really, and then we need to make it like one bigger. And then we need to like crown it to really give it that oomph. I think we're gonna have to do the crown in gold because it's only right that you do a king's crown in gold because this is the seat of power. This is the location where Albion's king is supposed to rule from normally historically. Um, okay, okay. I'm learning that I am horrific at making a crown. Um, this is one of the worst things I have ever made. Why am I so bad at making a crown? Um, Let me just take this down one more, and then we'll do that. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, I can feel the rhythm. There's a rhythm to doing this stuff. And the rhythm is important to getting the look right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I think the best thing to do here is because we want to make that kind of loop of a crown, but we don't want to do the same color because then the same color is gonna make it kind of blend too well together. So I'm gonna do like a little darker color. That is the same color that I use for POI, isn't it? Okay, so instead let's drop the contrast. Yeah, there we go. Vaus, whoever fucking what's his name says. Right. All right, yeah, there we go. Poopy. But it's fine. It's fine. Uh, I think I fuck with that. It's very close. Like I think it's got like a little bit. Let me fuck a bit with it. Let me cook. I need to cook. Hmm. 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 It kinda looks like a crit. Very, very close. Ooh. What did I do? What did I do? I did that. Okay, and then aha! No. Hmm. Oh, right. Yes, this is the issue. This right here, that's the issue. Oh, it's not the issue. I feel like everything here just needs to be shifted up one. Give me the power. There we go. Right. See, now we have a different issue. It's where I don't believe this, right? Because I know why I don't believe this is because this is two blocks and this is one block, and that's why I don't believe it. And what do I mean by I don't believe it? I mean I don't believe in the way it looks. Um this centerpiece needs to be shifted up by like one. Aha! We have a really shitty looking crown. But you know what? It's subjective. I I will accept this. That's not bad. It's not bad. Could it be better? Yeah. Could it be worse? Yeah. It could be much worse. Um, yeah. I fuck with it. I do fuck with it. I don't fuck with these things as much anymore, but you know what? It's like a good placeholder. Let's just control S. Let's save this just in case. Save an offline file. There we go. Huh. Right, okay, so where am I missing the map? Got you. You. Oh, I missed you. You are a ruined city. You're still technically a city. Uh, right. Oh, of course, I'll need to figure out that guy. Right, there are some points of interest as well. There's like a town over here, and there's like another thing over kind of like here. Uh, that is not part of our territory. So technically, I mean, let's say it's like technically part of the territory. Um, falls under McCann rule, but you know what? I will color this like dark blue. Then we know it's not ours, right? Um, right. So I've gotten everything that's on the map. So I think I need to consult rats and then continue from there. I do fuck with it, but like I don't feel the kind of so what I need to do is I need to kind of like think of a thing like a ruin. What would be like a ruin? Like I just want it to look good. You know what I mean? I feel okay. Let's try something. So we've got like a tower here. No, I don't want a tower. I want like a city, right? So this is kind of like fortress or a city kind of like vibe. Um, but we want it to be like ruined. So uh, this is where it gets really difficult when you're at these kind of like you don't have a lot to work with in terms of like placement in space, etc. Um, that could be cool for no, that's just the Minecraft fucking armor symbol. I was gonna say that could be like cool for a something different. Oh, maybe that's like what I need to do. Maybe it's like block out the shape. Right, and then boom, 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 boom. Right, okay, let's see what we get here. I mean, I do need like a dragon symbol for something else. So maybe this is something I can use later. Also, like a bat now. Oh, but you know what we do have here? We do have a rat face. And that rat face can be used because we got the ratter over here doing things. Well, I think it's kind of what we're gonna get for today on this pixel art. I think like done some cool stuff. It's worth trying. I did want to get some pixel art done of the ratter, but I don't think I have this kind of like the capacity on this kind of like scale that I've done